Welcome to ChartXGames.com latest newscast. If you enjoy today's video, then please like, comment and subscribe. In today's news, Shenmue 3 confirmed for PlayStation 4 and PC. Call of Cthulhu and Vampyr coming to Nintendo Switch. Shenmue 3 confirmed for PlayStation 4 and PC. A prequel to the Sega Dreamcast classic game Shenmue has been confirmed for release on PlayStation 4 and PC later this year. The game has apparently gone through a series of delays, but it has now been confirmed by the game's own creator, Yu Suzuki, that the highly anticipated title is now on track and scheduled for release in August. Yu Suzuki is an early video game legend, having designed and developed iconic 80s Sega arcade games Hang On and Outruns, as well as the Virtua Fighter series later in the 90s. Shenmue was a groundbreaking game when it was released for the Sega Dreamcast in 1999. Following the story of Ryo, a young man in 1980 Yokosuka, a city in the greater Tokyo area of Japan, Shenmue is a typical Japanese love, revenge and honor saga. Ryo witnesses the murder of his father in their family-run dojo and swears revenge against the people responsible. Ryo's adventure takes him from the suburbs of Yokosuka to streets of Hong Kong, with some memorable characters along the way. The game featured a large open world, something quite new at the time and only made famous by Grand Theft Auto 3. Shenmue was also one of the first video games to feature a full day and night cycle, full three-dimensional graphics, NPCs that went about their business. Shenmue was also, at the time, one of the most expensive video games ever made. The latest installment has been a Kickstarter-funded game being paid for largely by die-hard fans of the series. Some of the gameplay in Shenmue 3 is said to include familiar open-world roaming and Shenmue's famous quick-time events, now made a gaming staple by Square Enix's Tomb Raider. The game will also feature Street Fighter-style combat. The game will also feature vehicle racing, and from a newly released screenshot, may also include Ryo's famous forklift truck. Shenmue 3 is scheduled for release on August 27, 2019 for PlayStation 4 and PC. Call of Cthulhu and Vampyr coming to Nintendo Switch. The under-the-radar horror RPG from Focus Home Interactive based on H.P. Lovecraft's nightmarish world is reportedly coming to Switch later in the year. Call of Cthulhu has taken elements from the legendary horror world created by H.P. Lovecraft, which features a giant, tentacled, octopus-headed humanoid demigod named Cthulhu. The Cthulhu mythos is beloved by literature and horror fans alike and is prevalent throughout most of H.P. Lovecraft's short stories. Following the story of a private investigator, Call of Cthulhu sends you to an extremely creepy island to look into what has happened to a famous family on the island. The daughter of the family is a famous painter and has created an eerie image of a not-quite-human creature, with tentacles and possibly a squid head. The game mechanics in Call of Cthulhu are a little different than the usual survival horror that gamers expect. Instead, the game offers a more investigation and puzzle-based experience similar to original survival horror games such as Alone in the Dark. The game features heavy RPG elements taken directly from the extremely popular Call of Cthulhu tabletop RPG. It doesn't require a lot of button mashing or control and would be an excellent game to play on the way home from work or on a long drive to a weekend destination. It is, in short, a spiritual Switch game and one that every Switch gamer should have, if only to slightly experience the Cthulhu mythos and the Lovecraftian nightmare. This style of gameplay lends itself well to the subject matter, as Lovecraftian fiction is known for its ominous sense of foreboding terror that usually leads up to a horrific conclusion. This is in place of the typical jump-scare, gore-fests indicative of horror literature and horror games alike. I feel that the pace and style of the game is implemented in such a way that it will really feel at home on the Switch. The port of the game is being handled by Don't Know Entertainment, the studio behind another underrated game from 2018, Vampyr, which has also been announced for Nintendo Switch. while not as in-depth of indeed even related to the Vampyr Bloodlines series of games, also a popular tabletop RPG, Vampyr is quite similar to Call of Cthulhu. Vampyr is also heavily RPG and story-driven but with more of an emphasis of action. In a recent tweet, Focus Home Interactive has also just announced that they will be developing more Call of Cthulhu titles along with Chaosium Inc. Call of Cthulhu and Vampyr are set to be released for Nintendo Switch later this year. That's it for our gaming news today. If you enjoyed this video then please leave a like rating and don't forget to comment. You could also hit subscribe if you want daily news videos like this. Go to chartxgames.com for more gaming news, reviews, articles and updates.